Hi everybody, welcome to another Spectrum Economics video. Today we're going to be looking at puzzles again. This is a continuation in the series, the puzzle series. This is looking at analysis and possibly game theory ideas into actually solving puzzles. And these puzzles are not economics per se, but they involve quite a few economic techniques in order to go back and try and find the answers. With this video today, we'll have two new puzzles for you to have a look at, and wish you all the best, and don't forget to stay to the end of the video to get the answers. So here we have an example of the type of puzzle that you'll be looking at in these videos. So this is a very basic puzzle, and this is basically, we've got three sports teams here in a tournament, sort of a round robin tournament. So each team plays the other teams once. So for example, All Greens would play the Brawlers once and the Vikings once. So there isn't any home and away. And you can see from the table below, from a win, each team would get 3 points. If they draw, they get 1. If they lose, they get 0. So the points in the table there, that represents the total after the tournament has been played. So what you'll be expected to do is determine how the teams fared when they played each other. Did they, for example, did the All Greens beat the Vikings? Or did the Brawlers draw with the All Greens? And so on. So that's what I'm going to show you next. So we've got the Vikings with 1 point. So that means they must have drawn with somebody. You can't either have 0 or 3. And also got the Brawlers have 2 points. So we know immediately they must have drawn both their games in order to get the 2 points. So therefore the Brawlers must have drawn with the Vikings. That gives the Vikings their 1 point. And the Brawlers also must have drawn with the All Greens. That would give them 1 of their 4 points. So the All Greens would have 1 point. The Vikings 1, the Brawlers would have 1. And the Brawlers have 2 points, and the Vikings have 1 point. So how did the All Greens do against the Vikings? As the Vikings only have 1 point, we can assume that they lost to the All Greens, and the All Greens defeated the Vikings, giving them the 3 points. So therefore the All Greens have 1 win and 1 draw, giving them 4 points. The Brawlers have 2 draws, and the Vikings have 1 draw and 1 defeat. And this is how the rest of the puzzles will kind of look a little bit. They'll be a little bit more complicated than this. This is just to give you a general idea of how to approach these problems. Okay, so here we are with question 1. So instead of the 3 teams, this is a little bit more complicated. We've got 5 teams instead. The 5 teams are the Alsatians, the Braves, the Crocodiles, the Dinosaurs, and the Rockets. The Alsatians have 9 points, the Braves have 8, the Crocodiles have 7, the Dinosaurs have 2, and the Rockets have 1. So if you'd like to pause here and figure out how the teams matched up when they played each other, who beat who drew with who, etc., then you should do that now. Okay, now on to question 2. Very, very similar again. Also with 5 teams. These 5 teams are the Aardvarks, the Bulldogs, the Cardinals, the Terminators, and the Herrings. So the Aardvarks have 10 points, the Bulldogs with 9, Cardinals with 4, Terminators with 3, and Herrings with 2. Again, same as before. You'd probably like to pause the video here just to think about how these teams did when they played each other. And then when you're done, carry on playing, and then we'll go to the answer of the first question. Okay, let's take a look at the answer to question 1. So what I find useful is adding up the total possible points you could have. So as you can see here, with 5 teams in the tournament, each team playing each other once, you get a total of 10 games. So that's 4 games played by each team. So you have 4 games played by each team. So you have a maximum of 30 points. That is if every game ended in a result, an outcome of 1 team winning and 1 team losing. Or you can have 20 points, a minimum of 20 points, that is if all the games are drawn. Okay, so let's figure out who's drawn with who and who's beaten who. So start with the Alsatians. They have 9 points. So they would have won 3 out of 4 games, and they would have lost 1 game. It's the only way you could have got 9 points out of that combination. And you've got the Braves. They've got 8 points. So the only way you could get 8 points would be with 2 wins and 2 draws. So therefore the Braves have not lost. Therefore we can assume then that the Braves actually defeated the Alsatians, and that was the Alsatians' only defeat. Therefore the Alsatians would have beaten the Crocodiles, the Dinosaurs, and the Rockets to get their 9 points. And the Braves, they must have either drawn with the Crocodiles, the Dinosaurs, or the Rockets. As you can see here, that it seems like it's impossible for them to have drawn with the Rockets. They would have had a victory over the Rockets as well, given that the Rockets would have had to have lost every other, as the Dinosaurs could not have beaten, the Rockets, because the Dinosaurs have only 2 points. So the Dinosaurs must have drawn with the Rockets. That would give the Rockets their 1 point. So the Braves have defeated the Rockets, and the Braves have defeated the Alsatians, and they have drawn with both the Dinosaurs and the Crocodiles. So that gives us their 8, the Alsatians 9, the Rockets 1. So the Dinosaurs, so they had their draw with the Rockets and with the Alsatians. So therefore the Dinosaurs must have lost then to the Crocodiles. So that leaves us with the Crocodiles. The Crocodiles must have defeated the Rockets, because the Rockets have already got their 1 point. And they've also defeated the Dinosaurs. Therefore, and they also lost the Alsatians, as we mentioned earlier. So that now gives them 7 points, and the Crocodiles therefore would have drawn with the Braves. Are we saying that's correct? Crocodiles draw with the Braves. Yes, that gives them their 7 points. So that gives us our total. The Alsatians 9 points accounted for, the Braves 8, Crocodiles 7, Dinosaurs 2, and Rockets 1. So it's a little bit of a mouthful, but it's a bit to work through. It's easy to write it down, and maybe through a process of elimination. Okay, so let's go on to our second question. Okay, so now on to question 2. So what have we got here? So we use the same principle again to try and figure out how many draws by adding up the total number of points. So we got 10 plus 9, 19, plus 4, 23, plus 3, 26, plus 2, 28. So that gives us a total of 2 draws. So the teams that are drawn, so the Herrings on 2 points, they must be involved with both of the draws. And the other 2 teams to have drawn would be the Cardinals and the Aardvarks, because he got 10 points, which is 3 wins and 1 draw. And Cardinals 4. The only way you can get to 4 would be a win and a draw. So we got those draws there. So the Aardvarks therefore drew with the Herrings, and they got their 3 points by beating the Bulldogs, the Cardinals, and the Terminators. So that's their 10 points accounted for. The Bulldogs, we said they lost to the Aardvarks, so they must have got their 9 points by defeating the other teams. So that would be the Cardinals, the Terminators, and the Herrings. So that's their 9 points sorted out. The Cardinals got their 1 point from the draw of the Herrings. And the Herrings got 1 point from the draw from the Cardinals, and 1 point from the draw with the Aardvarks. And now that leaves the Terminators. So the Terminators lost to the Aardvarks, and they must have lost to who else? Actually, have a look at who they beat, So we know that the Terminators did not lose to the Herrings, because the Herrings only have 2 points. They had 2 draws. So therefore, we can say the Terminators beat the Herrings, and that's how they got their 3 points. Yep, and that works out that we got all those point totals. So Aardvarks on 10, Bulldogs on 9, Cardinals on 4, Terminators on 3, and Herrings on 2. I believe that's the only combination of results you can get. Have a good check through to see if there's any others, but I don't believe there is. And yeah, that takes us to the end of this video, and we'll have some more puzzles coming your way. If you like this video, please click the like button. If you want to see more videos relating to puzzles and stuff like that, click the subscribe. I've got many other videos as well, looking at things like game theory, cost-benefit analysis, social impact evaluation, macroeconomics, and even some conference papers in there as well. And plus some of the stuff I'm doing, what I call vegan economics. So there's plenty of stuff on the YouTube channel for you to get stuck into if you're interested in these things. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll have more videos to come soon.